I'm Kayla White, and I'm going to be performing The Black or the Berry. This was the way we dreamt, our faces turned upright to a golden sun, our mother's soft lineaments lining the silhouettes of clouds. Her voice makes home in our lungs through the air. And we hear her for what feels like the first time in too many years. She says, even in darkness, you are never truly alone. We think of the thunder that once shook our bedroom windows, how she'd take us against her chest and kiss our foreheads. She says to fall in love with darkness, to love the uproar which frightens us, because this is how God speaks, with drums and grass blades sharpening for war. And even if you've left your God on the park swings of your childhood, lost a love note in mulch, and have begun to hang your skin in the coat closet when no one is watching, I know you are still thinking of our mother's words, stalking your thoughts like a shadow. But now the thunder has become the acute howl of hungry men in darkness, mistaking your black skin for their grandmother's fruit. I know you've grown brave. Our mother's words clench tightly in your fist. It is 8 in the morning when you awake from a state of delusion. 8 when you walk past the names scrolling at the bottom of the television, names tracing familiar shadows across your backside with cold fingers. You're sipping coffee between your lips, knowing even when you close your eyes, the bodies are still piling outside of your window. But you've already packed your cape away in the storage unit after the very people you wish to save mistook you for a magician. Black magic, they called it, as if the way your skin effortlessly folds against nightfall is an illusion and not a consequence of survival. When they ask you to pull a trick from your back pocket, you showed them the way your curls become a road map back to your grandmother's land, or how you've learned to mend broken bones with your tongue. Maybe you will gift your father's language from your lips and watch the way their eyes travel the length of your bodies like a child's palm wanting for foreign possessions. But you've already packed up your cape, eyes closed so sunspot litters the back of your eyelids, even if you know you will never truly be invisible. I always loved the way you could fill an empty room with laughter, how your eyes could speak without lips. Even if you could never save the bullets from colliding with a black boy's skull, I always loved the way you could sing with the birds, like princesses in animated films. And even if you never believed your unquenched thirst for adventure was never magic, or the way your body became a mirror for lost boys to find themselves was good enough, I always loved the way your eyes hung excitement like blackberries on summer's trees, how you wore box braids to your waist without apology, the natural way of your walk inherited by a line of powerful women. And maybe one day you'll learn you never needed a cape to be powerful. Royalty already rests in your veins. Thank you.
Hi. Hey. Hi. All right. This is to my grandma. Yeah, sweet. A yawn tugs me off the plane that lands in Glenwood City, Wisconsin. 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks to live, so now is the time I'll finally meet you. But that's the problem. Meet you, because I don't know you. All I have of you is the simple line spoken from my mother's moist lips, she's your grandmother. So while I sit on your chipped and charred kitchen table, surrounded by stacks of crinkled medical bills and empty cigarette boxes, I can only think of the years lost in the smoke. I can only yearn to know what it would have felt like to hear your voice ring through the wooden halls singing your favorite classic rock singles. And when I walk through your iridescent Junebug-filled fields, the hundreds of acres you owned, I secretly wish I could see my childhood playground in them. I wonder if the stream of ivory and sand of gold would have become my kingdom's coast. Maybe, if time was kinder, your smoke-stained windows would hold up photos of human summer evenings we spent together eating cucumber and cream cheese sandwiches. And sometimes I dream I could feel your fingertips on each meticulous thread in your yarns of sweaters of magenta and cool blue, coaching mine on how to thread it just right. Some nights I walk in your home, walls gray and brittle, and wait for the familiar scent of potted plants and fur. But for some reason, all I ever smell is tobacco. The last day, I sat in your pale blue gazebo and let myself wish I had more to mourn than just the title, just the name, Mariola Walker. I realize some stories are never told. But I still keep in my pocket the hope that maybe somewhere in a different world, I knew you better. Maybe in that world, I was finally your granddaughter.
My name is Madison. This piece is titled, This is Sparta. Dear Lunch Shift B, I have 3 words for you. Brace yourselves. Because come September, only 4 months away, coming through the blue doors will be an invasion of incoming freshmen. 900 to be exact. They will be 13 or 14 or 5 years old, wide-eyed with gelled hair and graphic t-shirts and light-up sneakers. They will be impossibly short to you, real-life Oompa Loompas with grabby hands and garbled speech. They will complain about the inane. We had to write 3 paragraphs in English. Middle school math was never like this. We have to do how many laps in the pacer? You'll want to strangle them, to stuff them back into whatever hobbit hole or fiery hell they came out of. Resist the temptation. This may come as a surprise, but all of you were once at that magical age of 13. All of you stepped into the high, hallowed hallways of 9th grade, too scared to look into the eyes of your biology teachers. You covered your terror with Axe body spray and bravado, covered your notebooks and stickers, and used color-coded highlighters. I bet in September of 9th grade, you still tried to use your locker, still thought you needed to carry your textbook between your class and your home, straining your noodle arms under the weight. You will see yourselves in the eyes of these toddlers struggling to pass Spanish 1 and geometry. They will marvel at the very fact that our school has microwaves and a pool. They will feel like adults. Wait a few moments to burst their bubble. But soon enough, before your very eyes, they will grow and change and adapt. They will talk less and shower more, seem to transform into likable people before your very eyes. Some won't. You'll learn to deal. I mean, we learn to deal with you guys, right?
Hello, I'm going to be reading a poem called Gravity. Gravity. It's what ties our feet to the earth with ropes and strings and chains, forcing you down, pulling, and not letting go. The only reason we don't sink into the floor is because we pull up against it. Gravity. When the bottom of your feet decide they don't like the feeling of dirt, concrete, or gravel any longer, and they choose to float up past the clouds, you can finally see the sun. But then skin becomes bright red fire, and you are burning alive. Too high, too close to the sun, gravity yanks you down to soft, pillowy floor. What goes up must come down. That is what gravity is for. But then there's too much of it. You can't keep tugging up when it is heaving you down. You fall to your knees, scrapes decorating your legs. Your eyes begin to rain, droplets filled with pain. You look up at the sun, which once scalded you, and the bright red star smiles. What goes up must go down, only to come up again. And suddenly, you find the strength to pull free. Your tears rusted the chains, withered the rope and strings, and soon you rise again, pulling against the pole with sunscreen in your hands. Thank you.
I love you too, Rachel. All right. Thanks, I guess. So my poem is called What I Meant to Say Was.
What I meant to say was, I'm tired. I'm tired of having the same conversation over and over again. I meant to say that I'm tired of hitting a wall. I'm tired of how when I try to be honest, I just can't. Either because you can't handle what I say, or I might sound like an asshole. What I meant to say is that you make me feel limited. What I meant to say is that I can't be your puppet. I can't let you stop me anymore from what I want to do, and I can't let you control me any longer. What I meant to say is that I'm sorry for making you feel unwanted and unloved, being happy without my other friends. I didn't mean to give off an illusion that I'm happier with other people and not with you. I meant to say was that I'm doing my best to help you, but after the 300th time of trying to convince you that you aren't horrible, that you matter to people around you, that you matter, that you're a good friend, and that you aren't as alone as you believe to be, sometimes I just want to give up on you. I want to throw in the towel you've already thrashed and burned. I want you to know that I don't have enough strength for your wall. Every time I punch, I only make the paint chip off, and honestly, I'm barely strong enough to kick my own walls down. But here I am, trying to do the same to yours. I want you to see how me hitting your wall can't break it, yet I will. I'll keep hitting and chipping until you grow strong enough to smash your own wall to pieces. Thank you.
Ring around the rosies. The children laughed as they spun around in a circle in the midst of a sea of flowers. A pocket full of posies. They eagerly grabbed handfuls of flowers to bring home to their mothers, but they stopped still as they saw the smoke in the distance. Ashes, ashes. The smoke crept towards them and their smiles fell. Screams could be heard. Little did the children know that bodies were piling up in the town, and soon the children joined the count as they dropped to the ground, their flowers going with them and leaping out of their now cold, lifeless hands. We all fall down. Thank you guys for coming out, and there's going to be another open mic like next Thursday and every Thursday after that. So, thank you.